Namaste and welcome to Apna Gurukul Maths, and we are discussing the chapter Triangles, chapter number 7 NCERT class 9th, and we are going to discuss about the inequalities of a triangle today. Now, why do we need to study inequalities? So far, whenever we talk about congruence and all such properties, we talk about equalities. Even when we talk about the properties of triangle, we talked about the equal angles and equal sides in an isosceles triangle. Why inequalities? Because at times we come across some unequal object and we need to compare them. We don't have any other choice. So for that, we put on a base to understand first unequal sides and unequal angles of a triangle, and then we proceed on for further knowledge about inequalities throughout the world. For that, we will go on to take help of a few simulations. Let us get going with those simulations. So as you can observe over here, we have three triangles over here. Now first, we will try to observe this triangle which is ABC. Now what do you observe? Which one of them has the biggest angle? Angle A, B or C? Obviously angle C is the biggest, that is 72.73. Now which side is the biggest? Obviously AB is the biggest side, that is 16.67. Do you find the relation between, are you able to observe a relation between the biggest side and angle? You guessed it correct. The biggest side is opposite to the biggest angle, or we can say the vice versa also. Biggest angle is in opposite side to the biggest side, or biggest side is in opposite to the biggest angle. Both we can say. Let's try to make this triangle a little different. Now, angle B is the biggest or the largest or greatest. And as you can see, its opposite side, that is AC, became the biggest right now. This is possible in any triangle which we take. Now, over here, as you can observe, triangle EEDF, that is a equilateral triangle. In that equilateral triangle, all the angles are equal, so all the sides will also be equal, and that is what we observe over here. Now, triangle GHJ, this particular triangle is an isosceles triangle. Now, when you observe about, right angle triangle, when you observe the right angle triangle, every time the opposite angle, that is the hypotenuse, is the greatest. We'll be proving this as well in the exercise problems. That's the first problem itself. So what do you observe? That every time the angle opposite to the greatest side is the greatest, or we can understand in a different way. Every time in a triangle, the side opposite to the greatest angle is the greatest. I hope that makes sense. That is the next theorem which we are going to study. Let us now try to observe. Side of the triangle we have right now is 12, 7 and 9. Can we make a triangle? Let's try to make it. And if we somehow do it like this, and yes, we made a triangle. Yeah, that means it is possible to make a triangle with 7, 9 and 12. Now what will I do? I'll keep the 12 as it is. I will decrease B and C. The A, B, C are the lengths of the sides. Now when we try to make the triangle, it is not possible. It is nowhere possible that I can make a triangle. Nowhere. If I go down, see, it's not we cannot make it a triangle. They are not overlapping at all. Okay. Are you able to observe? They are only overlapping on the line. What if I make it a little bit bigger? Now we will be able to make a triangle. Yeah, we made a triangle. What do you observe? As soon as the sum of B plus C was less than A, we were not able to make a triangle. As you can see, less than or even equal. Now 6 plus 6 is 12, right? As you will observe, we will not be able to make a triangle. Are you able to see? If I make it less, even now it won't be possible. But as soon as I make it a little bigger, 7 plus 6 is 13, which is greater than 12, I will be able to make a triangle. Do you observe that? So this one is the next theorem of the triangle. Any two angles, any two sides of a triangle must be greater than the third side. If you add any two sides of the triangle, it must be greater than the third side of the triangle. That makes the next property or next theorem of triangles. I hope that is very much clear. So that is how we get on to theorem 7.6, which says two sides of a triangle are unequal. Two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the longer side is larger, or we can say greater. So over here, what we are talking about, two sides of a triangle are unequal. That means the third side is also. The angle opposite to the longer side. Okay. So we are talking about the angle. So angle opposite to the larger side is the greatest. And we have a converse of this, that the side opposite to the greater angle is longer. I hope that makes sense clearly. The proof of this, we are not going to discuss in this particular video. I'll make a separate video because the proof in case of inequalities, it takes a little bit of knowledge about the contradiction proof. So contradiction proof, since we have never studied in our videos, we will try to study in a little more detail. Then comes theorem 7.8, which we discussed. The sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side of a triangle. Yeah. So the proof of this as well, we will be discussing in a separate, altogether a separate video. I hope this theorem 7.8 is also clear. We have already seen it with the help of examples. Let us try to do one example regarding it. Now, D is a point on BC of triangle ABC such that it is in such a manner that sorry, AD is equal to AC. So AD is equal to AC. So we need to show that AB, this side, is greater than AB. Now this type of proof we are seeing for the first time, so please pay a little more attention on this. Okay. Now, if AD is given to be equal to AC, then we already know by theorem that these two angles must be equal. Angle D must be equal to ADC must be equal to ACD, and that is what we wrote. Angle opposite to equal sides are equal. So this is one of the properties of triangles which we have already studied. Now observe. Now is coming the main part. As you can observe, ADC is the exterior angle of ABD. Yes or no? If I take triangle ABD, ADC is the exterior angle. So now if I take ADC as A and this as X and Y. Now I'm taking this for a purpose. I don't want to write all the three like ABD, BAD again and again. Okay. So now according to exterior angle theorem, what will you see? X plus Y is equal to A. Yes or no? So can I say that X is less than A? Yes or no? Now, as you can see, this A is equal to this angle. So I'll name this as well as A. Are we clear with that? So when X is less than A, I hope that there's no doubt. I'll repeat this once again. It is less than X is less than A because we are adding something to X to make it A. When we are adding something, no matter if it is 0.01 also, X will always be less than A, right? So one thing we have already shown. Now, if we consider triangle ABC, if we consider triangle ABC, now we have already shown X is less than A. Now we will try to name it. Angle ABC is less than angle. Now it might confuse the greater than sign. That's why I'll write angle ACD. Now if ACD is bigger, then its opposite side must also be bigger. What is the meaning of that? Opposite side of ACD. That means this is opposite side in triangle ABC is this one, right? So AB is greater than, what is the other? Opposite side of X is AC. Yes or no? Now we have already been knowing AC is equal to AD. So instead of AC, I will write it as AD. So AD is less than AB or AB is greater than AD. That is what we wanted to prove, right? That's all. Just we need to be very much aware of the two theorems which we have learned and how to apply those. Let's try to understand how is the answer written. I have taught you in a very easy manner that you can write it, but you have to also write the reasons as well. We will try to take a look. Now till here we were on the same page. Now angle ADC is an exterior angle of triangle ABD. That is what I showed you. This particular angle is exterior angle of ABD triangle. So ADC, ADC that we have assumed as angle A is greater than ABD, that we already know. Now instead of, since ADC is equal to ACD, can I write ACD is greater than ABD? Just instead of ADC I wrote ACD. Now I am trying to just change the name of that. Instead of ACD, I wrote it as ACB. Can I write that? Absolutely. Why am I doing that? Because I'm taking the triangle ABC, because we have to show the relation between this triangle, right? So we cannot use the theorems if we are limiting ourselves to smaller triangles. So we have to consider triangle ABC completely. So similarly, ABD, this angle, I will change the color and show it to you. ABD, instead of this, we took it as ABC. It's representing the same angle, just I have changed the name. Okay, so that is what we did in the next step. After that, once we have shown this, it's exactly the same thing what we are doing. We have shown that this particular angle, this angle is greater than this angle. So once we have shown greater, the side opposite, that is AB, is greater than AC, and that is what we showed. And since AC is equal to AD, we wrote, instead of AC, we wrote it as AD. So AB is greater than AD. Yeah. Now this kind of proving is a little new for you. So you need to practice the exercise 7.4 again and again to become a little more amazing at this particular exercise. I hope that makes sense. I hope this video was useful in understanding the inequalities of triangle. I hope the simulations which I showed to you was useful in making it much more clear. Thank you so much for being with us in this video. See you in the next video. Until then, keep smiling. Jai Hind.